Good afternoon and welcome to Lovington Wildcat Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Today's game is brought to you by Bob's Thriftway, Western States Insurance, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, the First American Bank of Lovington, Lovington Auto Supply Napa, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Stone Oilfield Services, and the Lovington Municipal Schools. From Wildcat Park, the final home game of the 2024 high school baseball season. And it is two teams that are looking to end the season on a high note, but it's the big rivalry as the Portales Rams in town for the Singleton today, as the Wildcats and the Rams both looking to get in the win column in the district slate. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Dawn Morgan. Hope you are doing well on a sunny, warm afternoon. We're looking at about 90 degrees and the wind's about 15 to 20 miles an hour, maybe a little gustier at times, and it is blowing from left to right and slightly out. So Dawn Morgan, the Wildcats come in at 4-17 on the year, 0-6 in district, but they were oh so close in the first game in Artesia the other night,
right,
as losing in a walk-off in the bottom of the seventh, but they led that game late.
Yeah, and it's been exciting. They have lost a couple of games just barely, and it's been this season, and three games where they've come very close to winning. And, despite that, of course, they're coming in on this one. They're coming in against Portales. Portales is only 8-11 on the season, 0-6 in district as well. So both of these teams are looking for their first district wins, and it's going to be important. I think that's why this is a battle that matters, even though it's for third place in the district right now. Still, the Lovington boys, this being senior night and their last home game of the regular season, and very well may be their last game here at Wildcat Field this season. They want to finish strong. They want to show well. They want to play well. They want to do well. And, they'd like to grab as many wins as they can before the end of the year, as they're in a rebuilding phase, of this team. And really, they've been playing so much better, later in the season. They've been building. It's kind of a shame that they've only got, this one and two more games left in the season, because I think if they had kept on, they'd continue to improve. And of course, they're looking for put some in the W column, like always, but it's especially important this late in the season.
Well, it is, and, when you talk about it, you mentioned Portales at just 8-11, but also 0-6 in district. For Portales, they are right now seated number 15th in the Max Preps Matrix, so they're probably about where they are in the coaches poll too, and of course come Sunday we'll find out who's in the playoffs or not. So this is vitally important for Portales. Now I remember a couple of years ago, Portales and Lovington came into their last at the time doubleheader of the season, and Portales needed to sweep that to get in the playoffs, and they didn't, and Lovington played spoiler. So Lovington could very well play spoiler in this one. I think Portales they're going to have to win the series for sure and maybe sweep to sneak into the playoffs. Because
I mean, they're really on the bubble right now.
They are, along with
the bubble.
With Kirtland Central, Deming, Valencia, Moriarty, and Taos can all make an argument that they deserve that 15 or 16 seed. So incredibly important, especially for Portales to come in and get the win if they can here today, and then try and do the same tomorrow. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups while the coaches are meeting at home plate. For the visiting Portales Rams under head coach Arturo Ontiveros, batting first and playing shortstop Aiden Ontiveros, batting second and pitching Caden Gutierrez, batting third is the second baseman Elijah Tellez, batting fourth and catching Noah Swift. In the 5 slot playing first, Adele Lagarda, batting sixth and playing in right field Carson Pfaffenberger, batting seventh, playing third Alex Luscombe, batting eighth and playing in left is Peyton Williams, and batting ninth is the center fielder Zane Mayberry. The rest of the bench for Coach Ontiveros is Nowak, Saunders, Tevis, Lozano, Olguin, Salgado, Duran, and Gutierrez. For head coach Christian Cruz and your Lovington Wildcats starting lineup today, batting first and playing second will be Jaden Gutierrez, batting second playing center Ryan Weiser, batting third and catching Micah Pondo, batting fourth is the DH Ethan Gonzalez. He'll hit in place of first baseman Cole McKillop, batting fifth and playing shortstop Cameron Ochoa, batting sixth and pitching here today will be Josiah Ghana batting 7th, and playing left field will be Patrick Sanchez. Batting 8th is the right fielder Fidencio Lujan, and batting 9th and playing 3rd is Auden Paredes. For the Wildcat bench, it'll be Ruiz, Mitchell, Mina, Rodriguez, Hernandez, Bohannon, and Sanchez. So getting ready for the start of this one as the coaches have met up and are finishing up their meeting, go over the ground rules and everything else, heading back to their dugouts. Of course, it is senior night here in Lovington, and hats off to those Wildcat seniors, a couple of them on the squad. So we're getting ready for the national anthem, so we will take a timeout, come back, have the first pitch. Wildcat baseball continues in just a moment.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
When it comes to your
lcacnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Baseball from here at Wildcat Park with Don Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks so much for being with us here today as we get ready for the final home game of the season between the Wildcats and the Rams. And Don, I'm dealing with other stuff because apparently people can't, plug things in right in other locations.
All right.
But,
well,
so I may need you to take over at some point.
Looking down at stats, right now, Micah Pondo, who is your starting catcher for Lovington, is leading the team in batting average at .468, on-base percentage at .545, and home runs with 2. Ryan Weiser, very speedy on the base paths and just an all-around really good athlete as well. Stolen bases, 13 on the season. Patrick Sanchez has the lowest ERA of the pitchers on the Lovington squad right now at 11.81, and Pondo is leading in fielding percentage as well. But this team, they've played around a little bit during this season, especially early and middle part of the season, with positions and playing and slotting different players in different positions on the field. And of course, sometimes that you've really got to have that because with the pitching limits, you're going to be moving pitchers in and out, and that means playing other players, in and out of different positions. So I think they've settled on this starting lineup, and we're just about ready to go here with first pitch. Aiden Ontiveros is up next first for Portales Rams.
And the wind in the first pitch will be in there. Cold strike one as Ontiveros takes a big hack at it and comes up empty. And we are underway. Final home game of the regular season. And the next pitch swung on and missed. A good off-speed curveball from Ghana gets Ontiveros well out in front of that one, and quickly a no-ball, 2-strike count.
Good way to start here for Ghana out on the mound for Lovington.
Pondo sets up outside in the line of the pitch fastball, and that one will be away. Pondo tries to snap it back into the zone. The man in blue not buying it, so it'll be 1-2.
I think when you're a catcher, the more subtle the movement is when you're trying to frame the ball, the more effective it is. You probably don't want to snap it back in and out.
Ghana curveball swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. And that will put Ontiveros down, and there is one down now. One up, one down here in the top of the first inning. Now it'll be Gutierrez. Elijah Tellez waits on deck. Rams in the red tops with the white pinstripe, the white pants, white letters and numbers. Lovington in the home whites with the light blue pinstripe, blue letters and numbers. And the first pitch, and that one will be up high to Gutierrez, ball 1.
Tellez is on deck, and then Swift in the hole.
I believe he says it Tellez.
Does he say it Tellez?
I believe
really?
so.
Okay.
And the pitch, fastball inside, right at the knees, but inside. And Gutierrez doesn't even move. And it'll be a 2-ball, no strike count.
And we always want to say things correctly. We have to assume sometimes on different names, and sometimes we have trouble reading.
2-0 pitch swung on, and that one will be hammered out between third and short. It'll get all the way through to Sanchez. Patrick will pick it up and twirl it back in, but it is a 1-out single to left.
And is that Lagarda who is going to now be in the hole?
Yes, it is. Actually, yes.
All right. So you have you've called more of the baseball games by yourself than the ones that I've been with you,
and these kids are the same ones who play basketball and football
yeah, exactly.
too. So
and that's why I know some of these, and some of these are new names.
Pitch and the runner goes, and the throw down as Pondo gets it in there. It bounces in to Ochoa, who sweeps it through, but just not going to be in time, and it'll be a stolen base for Gutierrez.
Still,
I think
good.
We've got a courtesy runner, but we'll check that.
Pretty good movement there, and a good throw, and a good try to pick.
And the pitch swung on, and that one will be dribbled foul down the third baseline.
So that is, I believe, number 3 out there who is on the base pass. So no, Gutierrez is running for himself. As the starting pitcher, he'll be on the mound when.
And the next pitch swung on, and that one will be fouled off.
That'll be 0-2 count. So again, 1 out, 1 on. Runner in scoring position on second base. Lovington wanting to start off as efficiently as they can. Maybe try to deny Portales getting on the board here.
And Ghana from the stretch checks on the runner. Gutierrez keeps an eye on Gutierrez, and the pitch fastball away. And it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
So Ghana is on the mound. Pondo behind the plate. That's a good place for him. He's a good athlete, natural athlete, multi-sport athlete, but he's got a lot of energy, and he's got a good arm. Give him a lot to do and wear him out and keep him focused back there.
So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Ghana going to check on the runner. Now comes the plate. Curveball swung on, and that one will be hit off the fist. Scooped up by Ochoa. Looks and then fires across the diamond as he looked Gutierrez back to second. Then makes a good, strong throw over to McKillop at first. So out number 2, and that'll bring Noah Swift to the plate. So Swift, the cleanup hitter and catcher for these Portales Rams.
And that was nicely played. I got to say, that chopper sometimes can be tough to play, especially on a natural infield like Lovington has. So it was a nice job by Paredes to knock that down, and McKillop making a good grab, a good stretch and a good grab at first.
Swift with the open stance, a big wide stance too, and the first pitch sweeps through the zone, but missing for ball 1. So 1-ball, no strike count. McKillop at first, Gutierrez at second, Ochoa the shortstop, Paredes at third.
2 outs, though, and that's a good place to be for Lovington.
Ghana kicks and fires, and that one will be away for ball number 2. Outfield left to right is Sanchez, Weezer, and Lujan. So 2 down, but 1 on as Gutierrez stands at second after the 1-out single. Pitch to the cleanup hitter Swift is on the inside corner.
Yeah.
Nice pitch.
Very nice.
And that'll make it a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Some good late breaking action right there. Caught the corner, and the ump saw that and called it. Good job.
Good job on the cutter for Ghana. He'll look at Gutierrez come to the plate, swung on, and that one will be bounced foul down past Paredes and out into left field and foul ground. So even count, balls and 2 strikes.
And as we've learned from the athletic director, Robert, is that Paredes in Spanish means walls. So he has pointed that out a couple of times. And so in English, his last name would be Walls. Paredes doing a nice job at third.
2 pitch, and that one is up and away, ball 3, so that will run the count full to the cleanup hitter Noah Swift. Outfield playing pretty well straight away, about 2/3 of the way back. Infield pretty much their normal positions. Gutierrez shading slightly over towards the bag. Payoff pitch fouled off, and back to the screen. So we'll reset and try it at 3-2 again. Pretty good crowd on hand here this afternoon. Final home game of the season for the Lovington Wildcats. They'll be on the road tomorrow to Portales. And the payoff pitch fastball, and that one is just inside, ball 4.
That's tough to work him that well. Ghana did a nice job working that, but he hung tough at the bat, too, and worked the walk. So it's always a battle, and when you pitch that many pitches and end up losing the batter and putting on first, it always feels, just it's a little gut clincher when you lose a batter like that.
So now to be Adele Lagarda, and he sets up right at the top of the plate with a big, wide open stance. And the first pitch will sweep away for ball number 1. He's got to be careful. If he steps out of the box when he swings and makes contact, he's out.
An automatic out, right. Just like if you step on the plate. If you step forward and step on the plate and make contact with the ball in the box, same thing.
And the pitch, and that one's going to be outside, gets away from Pondo, and that will let Gutierrez move down to second and Swift, or rather to third, and Swift to second on the passed ball.
So 2-0 the count on this batter. Nope, just 1-0.
Yeah, I think it's 1.
No, it's 2-0. It is 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0. So the 2-ball, no strike count to Lagarda. 2 outs. Can't worry so much about the runner. Just come after the batter.
Right. Just need that third out. Got to concentrate on that out, the batter.
Setting up on the outside is Pondo. The curveball swung
nice.
on and missed. Good movement on that one.
And took a little bit of speed off of it as well. And Lagarda still had trouble making contact, so good pitch.
So it'll actually be a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
There you go.
Zogana a strike away from getting out of the jam here. And the pitch and curveball ding-dong. That's going to hit him between the double twos in the back. So the hit by pitch will load him up for the Portales Rams.
Well, not the worst thing to happen since there is a force on every base now, and they just need the 1 out. So it all depends on the hit, and if it stays in field, it's going to be a lot easier to get that third out.
So now it'll be the lefty Pfaffenberger stepping in, and first pitch from Ghana is away for ball number 1. Nowhere to put him. Of course, Ghana being a righty, everything he can do, and he's got a good curveball and a good cutter. They can run it in on Pfaffenberger's hands. That one going to be away for ball 2. Of course, the scouting report may say he hits really good inside. That's just why they're pitching him away.
Still, but there's nowhere to put him, so you need to hit the zone. Even if you're pitching carefully to him, you still can't walk him, shouldn't walk him.
2 balls, no strikes the count. Bases are juiced, and the pitch, fastball missing away for ball number 3. Gutierrez at third, Swift at second, Lagarda at first. Bases loaded in a 3-0 count to the number 6 hitter for Portales. And the pitch outside, ball 4. Second walk issued, and that'll walk a run home as Gutierrez will trot home on the second walk of the afternoon.
It's an RBI walk, too.
Yes, it is. Swift to third, Lagarda to second. And now to be Alex Luscombe to the plate.
Still 2 outs. Just got to get that third.
Line and the pitch, and that one going to sweep through, but outside and low, ball 1. Pfaffenberger at first, Lagarda at second, Swift at third. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one going to be in there at the knees. Good late movement as that one slices through the zone and evens the count. And a ball and a strike.
Pretty weather for baseball this afternoon. Fairly calm, just a little bit of a breeze, sunny, warm.
1-1 pitch, fastball swung on and missed as Luscombe was thinking curve and went right over the top of that one. And it'll run the count to a ball and 2 strikes. So Lovington trying to get out of this one with no more damage being done. Swung on, and that one is going to be right down the line. And Paredes snaps it up and wisely steps on the bag to get Lagarda on the 5 unassisted force out. Luscombe into the fielder's choice. But that is 3 away. But a run does come across for Portales. After a half inning of play, it's Portales 1, Lovington coming to bat. Wildcat Baseball continues in a moment on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the top of the first inning, there was one run on one hit. There were no errors committed, and there were 2 left on base. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Wildcats are coming up. They trail just 1-0, though. They're coming up to the bat for the first time. And with the call, here is TJ Miracle. And it will be, of course, the Cats' first plate appearance, all of them top of the order. Number 4, Jaden Gutierrez at second, batting first. Batting second will be number 2, Ryan Weiser in center field. And batting third is number 12, Micah Pondo, the catcher. So Gutierrez, Weiser, Pondo, 1, 2, 3 is Lovington looking to get something started here, as they've got 1 run to make up, and they'd like to put as many on the board as they can here in this one and only game that will be played this afternoon. Of course, they will travel to Portales to play the doubleheader in the last of this 3-game series tomorrow evening. But right now, it's all about getting on base.
Yes, it is. And so leading off for your Wildcats, it'll be Jaden Gutierrez, as you mentioned, followed by Ryan Weiser and then Micah Pondo. It's Gutierrez on the hill for the Portales Rams. Swift is his battery mate. We'll set the rest of the defense for you here momentarily. So Gutierrez, the leadoff hitter, to face Gutierrez. Bottom of the first inning, and the line in the first pitch fastball. That one is going to be hammered. Gets past the third baseman, Luscombe, and all the way out to Williams in left field. Gutierrez sitting there waiting on that fastball and hammers it to left for a quick, ringing leadoff single.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 1 hard hit, 1 base runner, and that's how you want to start off when you're Lovington. So good job, and now Ryan Weiser up to the plate.
So Weiser will step in. Runner at first is Gutierrez. Lovington trailing by a run. But with that tying run now on the base paths, we are in the bottom of the first inning. Gutierrez looks to Swift, gets his sign. Swift sets up on the outside. Weiser shows bunt and will lay it down, but foul down the first baseline. And that'll be strike 1. A little small ball, which with Weiser's speed, that is not a bad idea at all.
Weiser actually has the 3rd highest batting average on the team right now at .327. So a nice job. He also has the 3rd highest on base percentage at .471.
And hitting in the number 2 slot. Outfield playing about halfway back, pretty well straight away. Infield at double play depth, third base in just a little bit in case Weiser throws the bunt down as Gutierrez kicks and fires, and that one is heading to the parking lot. And so Weiser now down, no balls and 2 strikes.
Pondo on deck, Gonzalez in the hole. Gonzalez designated hitter for this game, at least now. That allows him to.
Actually, Pondo's the catcher. Gonzalez is the DH.
I know. That's
okay.
what I said. Gonzalez is.
Oh, okay. I heard you wrong.
Okay.
Sorry again. I'm dealing with 400 things at once.
Gonzalez is batting 4th after Pondo.
And the 0-2 pitch swung on, and Weiser gets a piece of that one to stay alive. And we'll bounce it off of the retaining wall in front of the Lovington dugout. So it's a no-ball, 2-strike count. Pretty good battle. Number 2 in the lineup. Weiser facing Gutierrez. You've got Lagarda, Tellez, Ontuedos, Luscombe around the infield, first to third. Williams, Mayberry, and Pfaffenberger outfield, left to right. Gutierrez has the sign. Swift sets up, and that one will be in the dirt. Swift can't handle it, but blocks it out effectively, keeps it in front of him, which will keep Gutierrez at first.
Yep, Gutierrez a lot of speed on the base paths as well. So, yep, any kind of a pass ball or wild pitch situation likely put him on second.
So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Gutierrez getting a pretty good lead, being held on by Lagarda. As Gutierrez looks over, they could get him for the balk on that one. And the pitch swung on, and that one is out of play. Deep in the right side, out past the Portales bullpen. Yeah, he comes set, and then he's got a little hitch in his front foot. They could get him on the balk on that.
Well, if it holds up his forward momentum at all, I guess maybe they're looking at that, and they've determined if he paused any longer, I guess it would.
So he comes set and then does the little stutter again. And the line and the 1-2 pitch. That one on the outside corner. Runner goes. The throw down not in time, and it's going to get past everybody. But Mayberry cuts it off quickly, but it'll be a stolen base for Gutierrez. As Weiser at the plate wisely watches ball 2. So now runner in scoring position, nobody out. As Weiser and Gutierrez battling. Wind blowing about 10 miles an hour, and it has shifted slightly, almost blowing straight out. Not really going to be an issue today, I don't think. Gutierrez will check on the runner as Tellez over there basically holding him on second. And timeout taken as Weiser thought he took way too much time and steps out wisely. Umpire grants him the time.
It was almost too late, though. And as a pitcher, that can be dangerous when you start the mechanics of your windup and you don't follow through the right. Sometimes holding up sometimes because where injuries happen.
So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. Gutierrez kicks and fires the curveball, and that one is going to be up and in for ball number 3. So Weiser, who was at one point down 0-2, now has worked the count full. Runner in scoring position. Lovington trailing by a run, but threatening here in the bottom of the first.
Pondo awaiting on deck, and Gonzalez in the hole.
As Gutierrez going to check on Gutierrez. Stella is basically holding him on at second. And the payoff pitch, and that one is going to be high, ball 4. And Weiser will go from down 0-2 to work in the walk. First one issued by Gutierrez, and now it'll be up to Micah Pondo to see if he can keep the Wildcat conga line moving.
And as I mentioned earlier, Pondo is leading the team in batting average and on-base percentage right now. And in home runs, he's hit 2 over the fence this season.
So Pondo will step in with 2 on, nobody out. Lovington threatening here in the first. Good speed on the base pass. Weiser at first, Gutierrez at second. Corner infielders in slightly. And the pitch, and that one will be a fastball that misses away for ball number 1. The red-clad faithful kind of groaning a little bit on that one. Wanted the call, didn't get it.
Right. No outs. Runners on first and second. It's a great place to sit if you're Lovington.
Just got to keep it moving, though. Don't want to try to be the hero. Just do your job, get on base.
And
Gutierrez, a very deliberate worker, especially with runners on, and the pitch curveball is high. And that'll be ball number 2.
Pondo not chasing and showing some good restraint at the bat. Because I know it's tempting when you don't have any outs and you've got base runners out there and you feel that pressure at the bat. And you feel like you want and need to get on base and move them around. And when you're a capable hitter, sometimes it's just hard to lay off of pitches that look like you want to swat at them.
2-0 pitch swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot. And so that'll run it to 2 balls and 1 strike. So the 2-1 count. To Pondo at the plate. Weiser at first. After the walk, Gutierrez at second. Singled to lead off the game, then stole the bag. And a 2-1 count to the number 3 hitter, Pondo at the plate. Gonzalez, the DH, waits on deck. As I think Gutierrez is going to swung on, and that one smoked, but foul out in right field, evens the count at 2-2. I was going to say Gutierrez extremely deliberate. We may still be here come graduation.
Yeah, he works fairly quickly when nobody's on, but as soon as he gets a base runner, he really takes his time. And that's when, there's a pitch clock in the majors now, and I know they've talked about instituting that. I wonder if we'll see a pitch clock in high school baseball. I don't know.
Eventually, I think it is going to come. Gutierrez going to check on the runner at second. Now the 2-2 pitch, curveball swung on. That one is popped up over on the right side. Lagarda on the horse goes over and gets to it, but misread it a little bit. And so the count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lagarda had a long way to go out there. Pfaffenberger not able to get on it as quickly as the first baseman.
Yeah, it was good hustle by Lagarda and Pfaffenberger out there, but it was a good thing that was foul and not catchable. That was one of those that was a little higher and a little outside. A little bit of a chase on that swing, but he thought he could work it into a hit, and he just needs to straighten it out and bring it down just a little bit.
So it'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gutierrez looks back at Gutierrez. Now the 2-2 fastball, and that one is going to miss just low and run the count full to Pondo.
As Pondo gave it a lean, he looked at it, and with 2 strikes on him, protecting the plate, he thought about it.
Back-to-back batters have worked the count full. And so now Gutierrez really going to have to concentrate on throwing a strike here. So maybe put something in Micah's wheelhouse. We'll see. Swift sets up on the outside, and a spin off of the rubber. Gutierrez, again, very close to the balk because it was close to him not stepping off the rubber in time.
Yeah, he pulled the hand up before he started any forward motion, he did come off the back. But you're right, he's flirting with the box in a couple of different ways here.
So the count remains 3-2. Gutierrez takes the time and the payoff pitch, and that one is in there, called strike 3, and a throw down to third, and everybody going to get caught, and a dive throw back in and safely back in. Oof. So almost disastrous. Pondo strikes out looking, and Gutierrez getting caught in no man's land there as Swift tosses to Luscombe, who tosses over to Tellez and slaps the tag down, but not in time, so disaster averted for the Wildcats on the base paths. And Ryan Weiser was already standing comfortably at second when he noticed that, he was getting ready to have company.
Room.
And so
that's right, no room on the bag. He had to go somewhere, go back to first.
Turned on the Jets back to first. So now Gonzalez will step in, 1 out, 2 on.
And Ethan was looking at some of the batting.
First pitch swung on and missed as Gonzalez takes a huge rip at the fastball. Can't catch up with it. And so down, no balls and 1 strike. Cam Ochoa waits on deck.
Ethan has a good fielding percentage, almost 900, and he's got a 5.42 ERA. Not bad. He's got the best ERA of the pitchers.
Gutierrez comes to the plate, swung on and getting a piece of that one. As Gonzalez getting a piece of a curveball and popping it down in the plate and then popping it back over. Ochoa going to come over, retrieve the baseball.
And after Gonzalez, Ochoa is on deck, and let's see, Ghana is in the hole for Lovington.
Curveball is going to be in there, called strike 3. Good late break from Gutierrez as Gonzalez goes down looking. Back-to-back Ks for Gutierrez, and now it'll be Cam Ochoa stepping in, 2 out but 2 on. You'd hate to waste an opening single in a walk.
You do. Got to really.
When you've got 2 strikes on you, if it's close, you got to swing at it.
Got to be swinging. Got to be protecting the plate for sure.
So now Ochoa to the dish. Portal is trying to get out of a jam here. Gutierrez looks again. Now he'll come to the plate and fastball outside, ball 1. Ochoa can find his way on. Josiah Ghana waits on deck.
Patrick Sanchez in the hole. Lovington would like to get that far. They need to keep the line moving here. They got a couple of runners on, and then they've stalled out here.
And now Gutierrez is going to step off the rubber. He needs a minute.
He does take a lot of time to work.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't hesitate to step off if it doesn't feel right.
As Swift flashes the signs. Gutierrez checks on Gutierrez. And the 1-0 pitch fastball, and that one going to be away. For ball 2.
Good eye for Ochoa.
So the 2-ball, no strike count. Outfield still playing pretty well straight up. They've moved back a little bit for Ghana. Ontiveros and Tellez shading in towards the bag at second. And the 2-0 pitch curveball. That one is going to be at the top of the zone, called strike 1.
Yeah, Lovington faithful not liking that. They're giving the ump a little bit of grief there. So a 2-1
that may be a payback pitch from one of those fastballs. I think that first one was probably close enough to call.
So sometimes the ump will even things out on a batter.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what we just saw on the 2-1 pitch, and that one is going to be at the top of the zone, strike 2. Or maybe the ump's just really liking the top of the strike zone against Josiah or against Cameron.
Well, now he's got a 2-2 count. So, again, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Don't want to waste him. Don't want to leave him there. And need to bring at least one of them in and try to get that run back. Portales leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the first.
If Gutierrez goes to the top of the zone again. And the 2-2 pitch curveball swung on and missed as he goes low. And Ochoa goes over the top of it. And so after a rocky start, Gutierrez will strike out the side. We've played in here at Wildcat Park. Dallas 1, Lovington riding on the board. Wildcat
the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Oilfield Services.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the first inning, Lovington scored no runs on one hit. There were no errors, 2 left on base. We go to the top of the second. Portales leading 1-0. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
It'll be 8-9-1 due up for the Wildcats. That'll be, or rather for the Rams against the Wildcats. That'll be Williams, Mayberry, and then back to the top of the lineup with Ontiveros. So Peyton Williams to the plate. The righty left fielder in. Ghana still on the hill. First pitch, curveball, and that one's going to miss for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strike count. Welcome back here to the top of the second inning. Final home game of the season for the Cats, and the 1-0 pitch, and that one will be just inside for ball 2.
It looked pretty good. Looked like it had
He called a couple right in that height zone,
before,
but
right?
And the 2-0 pitch swung on and missed as a changeup. Williams goes over the top of that one. Oh, it's a 2-1 count. Outfield playing fairly deep and straight away. Ghana not wasting any time. 2-1 pitch. That one right through the zone. Good pitch. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ghana and Pondo are the battery. Josiah ready to go. And the 2-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Ring him up, sit him down. Got away from Pondo momentarily. And, yep, he'll go around the horn. They say he didn't drop it. He controlled it. So that'll be the second game of second K of the game for Ghana. And now it'll be Zane Mayberry to the plate.
And a good time to bear down when you're at the very end of the batting order.
They are going to say that he dropped it. And so he gets the strikeout, but it will put the man at first.
Darn.
And now the umpire is going to discuss things as Coach Ontiveros had come over to discuss things. So now the ump's going to talk about it. It'll either be a KE2.
Right.
Or it'll just be a K, and, yep, they determined that the ball was not dropped, and so it's just a plain old K.
All right. Well, that's good. Good news. 1 out, nobody on. And good to try to get the bottom of the order if you can here. Get the strikeouts, get the outs as quickly as you can before you get back up to the top with the tougher batters.
So now Mayberry will step in as Coach Ontiveros is still barking a little bit about the whether it was a drop or not. So the umps have ruled, and they've said, nope, he controlled it. So here we go, and the first pitch to Mayberry, curveball, and that one's going to miss, and it'll be ball number 1.
And I noticed that Portales has not posted or listed any of their team stats online.
And the 1-0 pitch fastball swung on and missed, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count to Mayberry, the center fielder. He's also a pitcher for the Rams. 1-1 pitch on the way. Good curveball. That one creeped up there and then had a huge break at the end.
Yeah, nice pitch. Good work by Ghana early on here. He's had 2 strikeouts.
And that one will be behind Mayberry.
And has issued 1 walk. Well, he had the 2 walks.
2 walks and he hit a batter.
And he hit a batter. That's true. Looking back over that first at-bat for Portales. So, and they were right in a row, too, as he started off very strong and then had the walk, and hit by pitch, and then a walk. And sometimes
2-2 delivery, and that one is going to be just low for ball 3. Pondo was ready to go around the horn, but the ump said, nope, don't think so. Wasn't close enough.
Sometimes that just gets in your head as a pitcher, and you get into that little bit of a slump there against some batters. It takes something to shake you out.
And Ghana, the payoff pitch swung on, and that'll be a little bloop shot into right field. Lujan gets to it quickly and will twirl it back in. But Mayberry just took what he got and went with the pitch and shot it out into shallow right for the 1-out single.
But 1 out, and now top of the lineup with Ontiveros, the shortstop to the plate, Gutierrez on deck, and Telles in the hole.
So back to the top of the lineup. Ontiveros struck out to start the game. Mayberry leads off first. And the pitch, fastball.
Oof, just
high
missed.
for ball one.
Yeah.
That was a strike last half inning, just saying.
So 1-0 the count on Ontiveros now.
McKillop holds on Mayberry at first, gets a good lead. Ghana from the stretch checks him. Mayberry goes, swung on, and that'll be a hammer shot. Goes over to Paredes, and he'll just go the long way across as Mayberry with a good jump was going on the pitch, hit and run on. And so Ontiveros will be out 5-3 for out number 2. And so that'll move Caden Gutierrez to the plate, who hammered a grounder out to left and scored in the first.
Another good play by Paredes over there on third, a chopper that he had to handle and then make a really good throw, and McKillop handled that.
And the first pitch swung on, and that is hit high in the air to deep left center field, going back, and that one is off the wall. Weiser off of the carom will get it back in, but it is a stand-up RBI double for Gutierrez.
And we're really well played out there. As there's nothing they could do. That ball, neither one of the left field or center could get to it on time, but it hit the wall, and Weiser was right there in a good spot to pick it up. Couldn't have been played and any better than that. There was going to be no way to try to get the runner at home, and we will have a courtesy runner out there on second base.
So we will check that number as soon as he comes in. Elijah Tellez to the plate.
So Gutierrez with the RBI double. And now Portales is up 2-0.
Tellez will take the first pitch and shoot it foul down into the third base coaching box for strike one.
When Tellez grounded out to the third baseman his first time up, this is the second plate appearance, so he's 0 for 1.
As Tellez will settle back in, runner at second is Gutierrez. Ghana comes to the plate, and that one's going to float outside, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike.
If Lovington just put that one run out of their minds, they've got 2 outs again. They allowed a lot of activity to go on in that last at-bat by Portales with 2 outs. So need to maybe just to focus in on this third out if they can.
Line and the 1-1 pitch swung on, and that's a comeback right back up the middle. Weiser going to get to it. Coach Ontiveros is waving Gutierrez around. The throw in, not going to be in time. So it'll be an RBI single for Tellez. And then he goes to second on a good throw in from Weiser.
Yeah, it certainly was. With that ball in the air, with the activity, with the speed of the base runners, I would have said no way would that throw have been that close. And Pondo had to do some athletics. You know, he grabbed it. It was a good throw. But, wow, it was almost in time. And
both of these runs coming with 2 outs, and that'll bring the cleanup hitter Noah Swift to the plate. He walked last time up.
So Tejas with his own RBI double.
And the line in the first pitch, curveball. That one going to slice through the zone and be called strike one to the catching cleanup hitter.
As Swift.
0-1 pitch, curveball swung on. That one is hammered to deep left field. That one is high as Sanchez goes back and makes the grab at the wall. Swift will give it a ride, but come up empty. So the long fly out to left ends the Portales inning, but they put 2 more on the board. After an inning and a half, it's Portales 3, Lovington nothing. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Welcome back to Wildcat Baseball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the top of the second inning, there were 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. And we go to the bottom of the second. Lovington with some work to do. They trail 3-0, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan, as it'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Wildcats. That'll be Ghana, Sanchez, and Lujan. Of course, don't forget, after tonight, 2 more games left in the regular season for the Wildcats. They will head to Portales tomorrow to take on these very same Rams from there at Ram Park. And because we've got so many games tomorrow in so many places, it'll be Recindo Caballero and Charlie the Thumb Fairbrush. I've been told I have to refer to him as the Thumb, but thanks to Recindo and Charlie for filling us on that tomorrow. And the game tomorrow will be on HobbsAmerica.com. It will also be on the Noalmark Hobbs YouTube channel.
All right. And, that was a nice catch out in left field to end that at-bat for Portales. A good job by Sanchez out there. He had to catch that right near the fence and over his head and hang on to that. Really nice work.
First pitch in from Gutierrez to Ghana will be a called strike 1.
When you're an outfielder and you're playing close to the fence, running into the fence is never a good idea. It's always scary. You can hurt yourself. You can drop the ball. It's just nothing good happens.
A 1-pitch fastball. That one will be low and away and even things up at a ball and a strike. Quick note about Swift, the catcher. He will be continuing his baseball career here in Lee County next year.
Oh, really?
Playing for New Mexico Junior College.
Oh, very good.
I thought I remembered seeing that, but I wanted to double-check before I said it.
Right.
And the pitch swung on and hit off the end of the bat. Tellez gobbles it up at second and then just soft tosses over to Lagarda. Plenty of time at first, even though Ghana with good speed. 4-3 for out number 1. Now Patrick Sanchez to the plate.
And Sanchez has the second highest on-base percentage for the Wildcats right now, 525. So, good opportunity. It means he gets on base more than not when he's up to the bat, and we need him to get on base right here. Lovington needs to get some of those runs back, and they can do it.
Swift sets up outside, and the first pitch is right where Swift puts the glove, knee-high right on the black on the outside corner, and it'll be called strike 1.
Just 1 out, so Lovington can maybe build on that, try to get runners on and around. Lujan on deck now, Paredes in the hole.
As Gutierrez ready to go on the 0-1 pitch. Fastball inside corner, and that'll be a called strike 2.
Sanchez moving, and of course it did almost hit his elbow, but he leans over the plate. He stands really far up front in the box.
And the way Gutierrez throws, though, he kind of comes not straight over the top, and so it might have coming out of his hand looked like it was going to be more inside. And the 0-2 pitch swung on. That one will be hit high in the air to right center field on the run and over the head of Mayberry. He bobbles it on the track, but will fire it in, but it'll be a 1-out double to right center, a ringing double for Patrick Sanchez, and Lovington is trying to get stuff moving here in their half of the second.
Beautifully hit ball, really hard. That was just well hit deep into center, and a nice stand-up double, giving Lovington an opportunity to get on the board here.
Second hit of the ball game for the Cats. Now it'll be up to the number 8 hitter, Fidencio Lujan. Lujan, the one lefty in regular rotation for Coach Cruz's squad. First pitch to Lujan, fastball away, and that'll be ball number 1. 3-0 Portales in the lead. We are in the bottom of the second inning. Portales with 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Lovington leaving 2 stranded in the first, but now with a runner at second, just 1 out. Good lead for Sanchez off a second. Lined and the pitch swung on, and that one is popped up and will get onto the netting right in front of the Lovington dugout. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike to Lujan. Still a 1-ball-1-strike count. Lujan is the batter. Sanchez with a good lead off second. Ontiveros going to at least keep him honest over there. Gutierrez will take a long look at him, and the 1-1 pitch curveball at the top of the zone, called strike 2.
And right now, Lujan is hitting .351 on the season with an on-base percentage of .344.
So it's a 1-ball-2-strike count. Lujan got to protect the plate. Gutierrez looks at Sanchez. Takes another look. Now he'll come to the plate, and the pitch swung on, and that one's heading to the street. And hope there's no cars driving by.
Yeah, not even a lot. A kind of a glancing blow with that. Just spoiling it off, really.
Well,
as you
do what you got to do to stay alive.
Yep, with 2 strikes on you, and even at that, it had quite a bit of velocity coming off the bat, even going foul.
So fight it off and wait till you get one that you can handle a little better. Gutierrez again taking his time. Swift set up on the inside corner, and the 1-2 pitch curveball. That one goes away. A little bit of a cross up there maybe, and the count evens up at 2-2.
Well, I think he intended to take some speed off of it and hang it outside just a little bit, just to see if, with 2 strikes on him with a 1-2 pitcher's count, seeing if Lujan would chase, and he didn't. So it's a good job by Lujan to lay off of that, way outside.
2-2 pitch swung on, and that one will be popped up into shallow left field on the run. Not able to get to it on Tavedos and Williams. And so Lujan goes after a high one, which might have been a strike.
Right.
The way this zone has been, and just bloops it out into left.
The only problem with that is since it was in left field, couldn't move the runner. The runner had to wait and see if it was going to be caught and tag up. If so, but still, 2 runners on. I mean, hey, two hits back to back. It's nice with Paredes coming up to the plate and just a 1 out. Lovington can work with here.
So now Paredes, who I believe is just a freshman, settles into the right side box. 2 on, 1 out. Lagarda in on the grass at first. First pitch to Paredes, popped up over on the left side. Giving chase is Swift, but that one is going to clear the backstop and out for strike 1.
Just a long high, strike 1.
Fidencio Lujan at first after the single. Patrick Sanchez at second after a ringing stand-up double. Now 0-1 the count to the number 9 hitter Paredes. Fairly neutral stance. That's up right at the back of the right side box, pretty much in the middle. As Gutierrez, the big kick and the pitch, fastball away. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike.
Paredes has found his way on base for Lovington a lot. He has had several walks, a couple of hit by pitches. He's been left stranded 22 times this season. Let's see, he's trying to get on base and maybe move some of his teammates around and in.
Gutierrez takes his time. Now the 1-1 is in the dirt, and that'll be ball number 2. Swift will block that one out. Williams in left, playing straight away, fairly deep. Mayberry about 2/3 of the way back and a couple steps over into left center.
And Lovington left.
Pfaffenberger in right. Pretty well straight away. Big hole in right center, especially with Tellez basically holding on the runner at second. And the pitch swung on. That'll be a chop shot. It is handled by Luscombe, and he will toss it over to second and then go to first, and not going to be in time. And so Sanchez will move over to second. Lujan is going to be out 5-4 for out number 2, and Paredes will reach on the fielder's choice. They probably turn 2 on that if Luscombe doesn't think about trying to tag Patrick Sanchez first, but thank goodness he did. Now it's Coach Ontivedo's going to come out and argue that they did get the double play turned.
No, I don't think so.
Nope, they didn't. And the umpire says, nope, I know what I saw, and he was safe.
Yeah, I think so. I really think that actually the first baseman, I think Legando got pulled off before Paredes reached anyway.
So that'll be Jaden Gutierrez to the plate. Gutierrez singled to left his last time up. So now 2 outs, but the Cats threatening. Wildcats on the corners. Paredes at first. Sanchez at third. So Gutierrez in a bit of a jam here again, trying to pitch his way out like he did 1 inning ago. And the first pitch is on the outside corner to Jaden, strike 1. That's just the second pitch Jaden has seen.
Right.
He took the very first pitch and shot it out into left.
Yes, he did. Had a single to get Lovington going, but then got stranded. Lovington left 2 on base in their first at-bat. They don't want to do that here.
Swift flashing the signs out. Now Gutierrez ready. He'll set low. Looks at the runners, comes to the plate, and that one will be low and away. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So the 1-1 strike count to Jaden Gutierrez at the plate. Wildcats trailing by 3, but threaten here in the second. As Gutierrez looks at the runners, now the 1-1, and that one will be in the dirt. That one is going to get away from Swift. He gets to it quickly, and so that will keep Sanchez at third, but it lets Paredes move over to second on the passed ball. And it makes it a 2-1 count to Gutierrez at the plate.
Yeah, and Gutierrez right now has his slugging percentage is, where did I find out? 387 right now. His on-base percentage is 429. So he's one of the Wildcats who can definitely get on base. And he'd like to do that here. Run.
2-1 pitch coming at some point from Gutierrez as he Sets, looks, sets, looks, then swung on and delivers and out into the parkland behind the Portales dugout. And leaving the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Weiser will come over and hand the umpire a new baseball at least. So the 2 ball, 2 strike count. Gutierrez can find his way on. Weiser waits on deck. Then if they can keep the line moving, Micah Pondo in the hole.
That's what they'd like to do, trailing 3-0 here. It's a golden opportunity to play some catch-up ball.
Yes, it is. The 2 ball, 2 strike count. Gutierrez sets. Swift set up on the outside, and the pitch swung on. That's a hammer shot. It's going to be gobbled up by the shortstop, and he will fire across. That's Ontiveros to Lagarda, and Gutierrez is out 6-3 for out number 3. So for the second consecutive inning, Lovington threatens but comes up empty. We go to the third. Portales 3, Lovington nothing. Wildcat baseball continues on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
Welcome to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the second inning, there were no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We go to the top of the third, and Portales is ahead 3-0. They'll be batting with the call. Here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much. It'll be Adele Lagarda, then Carson Pfaffenberger and Alex Luscombe. It is 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Rams. Lagarda hit by a pitch last time. He was up and almost gets hit again as the curveball from Ghana still on the hill, breaks, but not enough to get in the strike zone. It'll be ball number 1. Quickly back to work, and the pitch swung on and missed. As Lagarda, I think, was looking outside for that. It was an inside fastball. No, evens the count at a ball and a strike. Pondo flashes the signs. Ghana a quick worker, and the pitch curveball swung on, and that one will be a little chop shot out into left field as Sanchez gets to it. And we'll toss it back in, but it's a leadoff single to left for Lagarda. And now Carson Pfaffenberger to the plate. He's got my favorite name in the entire district. He really does.
That's cool.
And I understand he's a pretty good kid too.
And he's a big kid, tall, a lot of size to him. He plays right field and can cover a lot of ground out there.
So Pfaffenberger will step in. He is 0 for 0. He walked and had an RBI back in the first. So he'll show bunt as charging in from the corners as it's going to wind up. A little bit of confusion as Gutierrez with it and tosses over and gets Pfaffenberger. He'll be out 1-4 for out number 1, but it moves Lagarda over to second. That almost disaster with Pondo, Paredes, and Ghana all charging for the ball.
The natural movement on that is the advantages to the pitcher coming down off the mound, being able to grab it, right-handed pitcher, and just make the motion. Catcher has to go out and either turn around or throw across his body to be able to make that throw.
And the curve and swung on, and that one is high in the air to deep left field, and that one will be just foul off the wall. So Luscombe with a long, loud strike 1. Yeah, I know and I never caught. I did play first, but that the general rule was if it went straight out and it got more than halfway to the mound, it was the pitcher's.
Else's, right. It's definitely somebody else's. Sometimes your third baseman is charged in so far that they can get to it first before the pitcher. But, yeah, that's generally the rule. You're right.
And the pitch swung on, and Luscombe, I think, tipping that one. It'll be strike 2 on the curveball. So Luscombe, fielder's choice, back in the first to end the inning. Now down 0-2, and Ghana kicks, fires. That one high in the air to deep left field. Going back is Sanchez at the track and makes the grab.
Nice.
That is the second long ringing fly that Patrick has tracked down out there. So now 2 down, and Peyton Williams, who struck out, comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1.
The left part of the field is very busy today for Lovington, as Paredes and Sanchez have seen the most action in terms of fielding balls.
And the line from Ghana, the pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air, out to left center. Sanchez on the run, and Patrick makes back-to-back grabs. This one on the run, and had to slap the leather out there on the run, and does. And that will end the Portales threat in the third. We've played 2.5. It's Portales 3, Lovington nothing. Wildcat baseball continues in just a moment.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Welcome to Lovington Baseball. Welcome back to Wildcat Field. In the top of the third inning, there were no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. Lovington trailing 3-0. They're coming up to the bat, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Wildcats. That's Weiser, Pondo, and Gonzalez. So we're still within touch of this one, a 3-0 ball game, as the Cats get 4 up, 3 down in the top of the third. Now going to look to see if they can move things through. Weiser worked the walk in the first, so 0 for 0. He was left stranded after Gutierrez then came out and struck out the next 3 batters he faced.
Yep, just his second plate appearance here.
Swift will set up on the outside in the first pitch to Rhino, and that one will be a chopper and will go foul.
Thank goodness.
As Luscombe.
Because Luscombe was coming in on it, and
he almost got to it a little faster than he thought it was going to.
Yeah, he almost
if he touches
overrode
it. Yeah, if he touches it in fair ground, though, it is a fair ball, and with good speed, I think Weiser probably would have beat that out even with the strong throw.
Right.
That's just not. It's just a little bouncing ball, strike one.
Weiser right now with a batting average of .454, and his on-base percentage is .471. So good job for Lovington, and he needs to prove that here and lead things off, get something started. Lovington needs base runners. They're
slightly open stance as Gutierrez kicks and fires. Curveball swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot. And Weiser now down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
I said Lovington needs base runners. They've had base runners the last 2 at-bats, and they've just stranded them. They need to get them on, but then move them with timely hitting. That's what you need. Once you get on, you've got to have timely hitting, or it's kind of wasted.
So a no ball, 2 strike count to Weiser at the plate. And the 0-2 pitch, and that one will be up high for ball number 1. The way Swift was set up, I was thinking a low and away fastball. Instead, it was Gutierrez coming back with an up and in heater.
Right.
So it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Swift set up on the outside once again. And Gutierrez ready. He'll fire the curveball, and that one going to miss. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So with Pondo on deck and Gonzalez in the hole here, Lovington down 3-0. Got to get on base and move around and try to put some crooked numbers up on the board.
It's what you want to do. The 2 ball, 2 strike count and the delivery, and that one is going to be at the knees. Called strike 3 as Weiser goes down looking. That'll be the 4th K of the ball game for Gutierrez, and now Micah Pondo to the plate. Pondo will step to the dish. He's 0 for 1, struck out back in the first. So Lovington with one down, nobody on, a 3-run deficit here in this bottom of the third inning. Still a lot of baseball to play.
Sure.
And, of course, 2 more games tomorrow. Rams fighting for their playoff lives. Lovington trying to play spoiler. And the pitch swung on, and that one is jammed right back up the middle. Gutierrez, he probably heard that one whistle by his ear as Pondo charges that fastball right back up the middle, and it's a 1-out single. Micah going to have to come get rid of all the accoutrements there. Nope. He's going to have a courtesy runner. That's right. He's the catcher. So.
And that's going to be number 18, and that is Caden Mitchell, who will be on first running in place of Pondo, the catcher.
So now Ethan Gonzalez to the plate. Ethan 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim back in the first. As Mitchell gets a good lead off of first, Lagarda holds him on. Gutierrez always from the stretch. And he'll come to the plate to Ethan, fastball away, and that'll be ball number 1.
And Ethan has been left on base, left stranded 33 times this season.
Yikes.
He's been able to get on, but not moved around.
Next pitch is high for ball 1. Yeah, I think that's kind of been a little of the learning process, if you will, for these Wildcats. Too many runners left on base throughout the season. Timely hitting. 2-0, and that one is a hard shot on the ground as Ontiveros with it goes to second, then over to first. It is the 6-4-3 twin killing, and that will end the Lovington threat in the third. It's not the most conventional 1-2-3 you'll ever see, but Portales will take it. We head to the fourth. It's Rams 3, Wildcats nothing. Wildcat baseball continues on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats! It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball here. And in the bottom of the third inning, Lovington put no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors committed and nobody left on base, and a double play to end Lovington's at-bat a little prematurely. So we go to the top of the fourth, and Portales Rams are leading 3-0 with a call. Here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn. It'll be Mayberry, Ontiveros, and Gutierrez. That is 9-1-2 due up for the Rams. And a quick note on Mayberry. He will actually be going to play football next year, and he stays at home at Eastern New Mexico. Of course, he was one of the leading, if not the leading receiver in Class 4A in the state last year for the runner-up Rams. Of course, the Wildcat football team knocking them off in the football championships. And the first pitch to Mayberry, curveball swung on and missed as Mayberry was not ready for that one, and it'll be strike 1.
Mayberry singled and scored his last time up, so he is 1 for 1. This is his second plate appearance, and after Mayberry, it's top of the order on Taveras and Gutierrez.
0-1, tries the curveball and just kind of dump trucks. It just sat there and spun, didn't break. Mayberry gets out of the way of ball 1. So 1-1 strike count to Mayberry, the first hitter of the inning for Portales. Trying to throw the noon to sixer there, and gets from about noon to about halfway to the bottom of the watch face. Ball 2. 2-1 pitch fastball swung on. That'll be a slow roller. Charging up for it is Paredes. I think if he leaves that one alone, it goes foul. Instead, he fields it, and it'll be an infield single for Mayberry.
And it kind of works as a swinging bunt because it kind of just dribbled down that third base line just like a bunt would have. But it means that the runner's on no matter how you look at it. So an infield single for Ontiveros, bringing Gutierrez up to the plate.
And again, just a freshman, Paredes, we'll learn.
Yes.
If you see it spinning like that and it As long as it's foul before it gets to the bag, you're in good shape.
Yeah, Lovington with some younger players who show a lot of promise, and that bodes well for the future. And they are playing much better defensive ball, fewer errors in the last few games for Lovington than earlier in the season.
And the first pitch to Ontiveros is going to be away for ball number 1. Ghana still on the hill for the Wildcats. Everybody playing pretty well straight away in the outfield. Infield, McKillop holds on. Mayberry over at first. Infield at double play depth, pickoff attempt, and back in safely is Mayberry. What's a 1-ball, no strike count? Ontiveros back in, and the pitch. Mayberry goes, throw down. Pondo going to bounce it in, and that is going to get past Ochoa, but there to back it up is Gutierrez. So stolen base for Mayberry.
And good to see the backup out there. That's good basics, good fundamentals of baseball, is that everybody's where they should be when they should be in case things like that happen.
And the 2-0 pitch swung on, and that one is hammered high in the air, but foul.
So, long strike.
And so now it'll be a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Mayberry, big lead off for second. Gutierrez going to go over there.
No outs. Lovington got to work on trying to get the outs, work the outs.
Ghana going to check. Now he'll come to the plate. Curveball. Ooh, knee buckler, but not enough.
And almost hit the inside corner. In fact, I wish the ump would clean off the real estate out there. It's pretty. That home plate's pretty well obscured right now with sand, dirt over it.
As Pondo going to take a moment, go out and have a word with Ghana while we've got a moment. Big thanks to Bob Thriftway, Western States Insurance, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, First American Bank of Lovington, Lovington Auto Supply Napa, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Stonewall Field Services, and the Lovington Municipal Schools, making it possible for us to bring you Lovington Wildcat Lady Cat Athletics.
It's not just me. Pondo walked up to it and started kicking dirt across it as well, right in front of the ump. So
a bit of trying to tell him something, maybe.
Yeah.
And the curveball, and that one is going to be in there. Called strike 2, I think, of Ontiveros. Actually, that was strike 3, so Ontiveros, I think if he doesn't take off, then...
No, I think that runs the count. Is that 3? I thought it ran the count.
I had it
full.
at 3 and 1, but...
I think... Yeah, I think it was just 3 and 1. I think it was 3 and 1, and that brings it full. I guess the batter thought that he was out.
Well, they're double checking.
Well, we'll take it. I mean, hey.
Yeah, and the ump says strike 3, so.
Okay.
Hey, we'll take it. That'll be the third K of the ball game for Ghana. And there's one down now as Caden Gutierrez to the plate. Gutierrez singled and scored in the first, RBI double, and scored in the second. So now with Mayberry at second, one down. Number 2 hitter and the pitcher for these Rams takes the first pitch outside for ball.
Second, Lagarda in the hole.
Interesting note for Gutierrez. He's only seen 2 strikes and he hit them both. Now he's seen a strike that he doesn't swing at, and it evens the count of a ball and a strike.
Yeah, I think there were 4 pitches to him in this first at bat when he grounded out, and 3 pitches for his RBI double the last time he came up.
And that's a good curveball that breaks in against Gutierrez for strike 2. Yeah, he's 2 for 2 with the single and then the double. Big lead for Mayberry off a second. Ghana checks, now comes to the plate. Mayberry going, and the throw down from Pondo, but not, it was in time, but Paredes had a little trouble corralling it as that one was right on the dirt as Paredes had to dig it out. And now Mayberry will steal his second base of the afternoon and be standing 90 feet away. And it was a strike to Gutierrez, so strike 3, ring him up, sit him down, 4th K of the ball game for Ghana as Tellez now to the plate. And the first pitch to Tellez is inside, ball 1. So we'll lead off infield single, then back-to-back Ks. And the pitch to the number 3 hitter for the Rams is high for ball 2. And it'll be a 2-0 count. And Tellez with the RBI single his last time up is 1 for 2, and he'll take that one high in the air out into right field. Lujan moves over towards the line a couple of steps, puts the glove up, shields the eyes from the sunshine, and makes the grab for out number 3. Portales gets a man to third, but can't move him home. We've played 3.5. It's Portales 3. Lovington still trying to get on the board. Wildcat baseball continues in just a moment.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
And in the top of the 4th inning, there were no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We go back to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the score is still 3-0. Lovington coming up to the plate with the call. Here's TJ Miracle.
It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Cats. Cameron Ochoa leads it off, followed by Josiah Ghana, then Patrick Sanchez. Lovington in the hole, 3-0. And trying to get back into this one. Ochoa, strikeout victim back in the first, is 0 for 1.
Interesting note, both teams are playing error-free ball so far.
And the first pitch to Cam swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the right side. Charging in is Pfaffenberger, loses the lid, but manages to shield the eyes with the glove and makes the grab for out number 1. So the pop out to right, 1 pitch, 1 down, has now Ghana to the plate. Ghana with a hard shot to Tellez to lead off the second. So he's 0 for 1.
Lovington would just like for their at-bat to last a little longer than it did last time. It was 3 up, 3 down, but there was a hit, but they fell victim to a double play, a nicely turned double play by Portales. They'd like to have it a little bit longer this time.
First pitch to Ghana as he goes over the top of a cutter for strike number 1.
Grounded out to the second baseman, his first time up, just his second plate appearance here.
Yeah, got to find a way to put some pressure on Gutierrez if you can. The big kick in the 0-1 pitch, fastball, yep, right down the pipe. Belt high, and the count now 0-2. Ghana may not see a better pitch than that in the rest of his high school career. And I know that is probably a bit of an overstatement, but... And the 0-2 pitch swung on, and that's a comebacker. It's touched by Gutierrez. Winds up in the hands of Tellez, who will toss it over to Lagarda in time. And so officially in the books, it is a 1-4-3 out number 2.
Yeah, even though it wasn't played and it was incidental contact going back to the pitcher still, it touched his glove and glanced off. So, yeah, it's interesting.
It is an interesting way the way they score those.
2 outs, nobody on. Now Lovington has to launch a 2-out rally, and they could do it with Sanchez, who had a ringing double his last time up, ended up getting stranded.
First pitch to Patrick will be at the top of the zone, strike 1.
Yeah, a little low.
You know, I mean, if he's going to call it, maybe if you're Ghana, you ought to think about tossing them high up there, too.
It hit the outside of the plate, though. That's the deal. It was, I think it was right at the corner of the plate. So
Swift going to set up on the inside, and the pitch swung on and missed. A good inside fastball. And Sanchez trails in the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
If he can find his way on, Lujan is on deck, and then Paredes in the hole.
Portales leading this one by a score of 3-0. Lovington is stranded 4 through 3 2/3. Swift set up well outside, and the fastball swung on and missed as Sanchez goes down swinging. 5th K of the ball game for Gutierrez, and the Cats go 1-2-3 in the 4th. We head to the 5th. Wildcat Baseball on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the fourth, there were no runs on one hit, no errors, and nobody left. Or rather, there were, no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 3 up, 3 down. And I was just looking back at the bottom of the third instead of my bottom of the fourth stats. But there were no runs, so we're still 3-0. Portales in the lead. They're coming up to the plate here. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
It'll be Swift, Lagarda, and Pfaffenberger. That is 4, 5, and 6 due up for Portales, trying to build on to a 3-0 lead. And the first pitch to their cleanup hitting catcher is outside for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strike count. Ghana gets ready to deal, and the pitch swung on, and that one is hammered foul.
Blistered down the third base line. Good thing that was foul.
Yeah, that would have been double bases probably.
Could have been trouble there, had the speed to roll all the way to the fence, and somebody chasing could have been a double or a triple.
And so it'll run the count to a ball and a strike, and the pitch to Swift, and that one going to miss away for ball number 2. So a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Of course, we hope Swift has a very good college career for NMJC, but sure stand for him to get an out here, and he'll shoot that one out of play for strike 2.
Decided very late to swing on that.
He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flew out to Sanchez, a deep fly.
Yeah, anxious to hit, I think, and he kind of swatted at that one a little bit. Was just a little out of the zone, but that's okay. We'll take the strike. It makes it 2-2.
And the 2-2 pitch from Ghana. The curveball just missing inside. And that'll run the count full to Swift. So 3-2 the count. Swift leading it off for Portales.
Had a long fly ball out to left field his last time up.
Payoff pitch swung on, and that one is a high fly ball out to left, and it is well foul and not able to get to it in time as Sanchez as it goes right up to the wall out there.
No, but Sanchez gave good hustle, good chase on it. Put Edison moving over as well, and Ochoa. So still a good try, but just means that the count remains full.
So we'll reset and go for the full count again. Everybody heads back to their positions.
The Lovington faithful have been collecting in the stands.
Payoff pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air out to center field. Weiser starts back and then realizes that it is not going to go that far. Charges in and will make the grab on the fly out to center for 1 down.
Nicely played. There's just enough wind that the ball that high could have gotten caught up when
stranded in the third. As Ghana deals, curveball inside, ball 1.
As I was saying that Lovington has gathered a pretty good crowd here tonight as it's senior night, and there will be a ceremony after this game.
And the wind and the pitch swung on. That one is popped up over on the right side and is going to get out of play and into the bleachers. Count evens up at a ball and a strike.
1 out and nobody on here in the top of the 5th inning. And, a pretty tight ball game as Portales scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and then Lovington's kept them quiet since then.
1-1 pitch swung on, and that one will be chopped over to Coach Ontiveros in the third base coaching box. He fields it cleanly and gets it back to Ghana. And it's strike 2 to Lagarda at the plate. Paredes might ought to think about shading a step towards the bag over there, and the curveball swung on. That one is popped up on the right side as coming in and calling everybody off is Gutierrez. So almost a meeting of the minds out there between Ghana, McKillop, and Gutierrez. Finally, Gutierrez getting the point across, my ball. And so the pop out to second, 2 up, 2 down with Pfaffenberger to the plate.
And he grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. He had an RBI walk and got stranded his first time up.
So nobody on, 2 outs as Pfaffenberger to the plate. The lefty for the Rams will take the first pitch outside for ball one.
And for some reason, Ghana has pitched very carefully to him. He gave him only outside stuff, very much like that pitch his first time up to walk him.
So a 1-ball, no strike count. Ghana kicks and fires. That one will be away for ball number 2.
And really, Pfeffenberger picked an outside ball out and was able to just get that one.
Shoot it out into left.
Shoot it out, yeah.
And the 2-0 pitch, and they're going to come across the plate with the sweeping breaker there and missing for ball 3. And Ghana will deal the 3-0, hammered out to deep right field. It is tailing foul.
And it's a good thing. It's going to go all the way out to the corner as Lujan gives it chase, but, of course, does not have time to try to go get that in the air. But, wow.
Bit of a hanging curve there from Ghana, and Pfaffenberger got around on it about a heartbeat too soon.
Obviously, the take sign was not on. He was way out in front of that. 3-0 on the 3-0 count.
And the pitch swung on, and that one is popped up over on the right side. McKillop charging over towards the Portales dugout, and that one going to fall before he can get to it. But it will run the count full to Pfaffenberger.
It looked like it was going to hit the dugout and hit the top of the dugout there.
Of course, with the sun setting, the way Wildcat Park is situated, the right side of the infield is going to have heck with the sun.
We should be able to get this game finished before the lights come on tonight, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so. 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. And a full count now to Pfaffenberger.
2 outs, nobody on.
Weiser playing well over into the alley in right center.
A huge hole out there between left and center.
Line and the payoff pitch. Curveball swung on. That one is popped up on the right side. This one will be in play as going back is Gutierrez just onto the grass and making the grab for out number 3. So Gutierrez gets back-to-back pop-outs, and Portales goes quietly 1-2-3 in the 5th. After 4.5, it's Lovington trailing Portales 3-0. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the top of the 5th inning, there were no runs and no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Lovington trailing 3-0 with the call. Here is TJ Miracle.
It'll be Fidencio Lujan, Auden Paredes, and Jaden Gutierrez. That is 8-9-1 due up for the Wildcats as they trail by 3 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. After tonight, 2 games left in the season. The Wildcats will travel to Portales for a double bill against the Rams tomorrow, starting at 5 o'clock on HobbsAmerica.com and the Noel Mark Hobbs YouTube channel. Rosendo Caballero and Charlie the Thumb Fairbrush filling in for us tomorrow. Thanks, Rosendo and Charlie, for doing that. As Gutierrez still on the bump, ready to go. Lujan 1-for-1, singled back in the 2nd inning and outside for ball 1. Here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel tomorrow, we'll have the Lovington Lady Cats going for the district title against the Goddard Lady Rockets. And the 1-0 pitch, curveball swung on, and that one is hit high in the air to center field. Mayberry has to take about 2 steps to his right and just stick the hand up for out number 1 on the fly out to center.
Well hit ball, just not quite far enough to be able to get on either not shallow enough to drop in or not far enough to get on base. But still, Lujan with a good try at that one.
Yeah, good swing at it.
Good swing.
So now it'll be Paredes to the plate. Hahn reached on a fielder's choice and was left stranded in the second, 0 for 1. As Gutierrez will kick and fire, swung on, and that one is out of play on the right side. Please don't hit the white Toyota, strike one.
And Gutierrez has struck out 5, walked 1, I believe, and no hit batters.
That's what I've got.
Okay.
Oh, no ball, 1 strike count to Paredes, the number 9 hitter for this Wildcat squad. Swift set up right over the heart of the plate, and the 0-1 pitch fastball swung on. That one's going to go out of play over the Portales dugout. And Perez trails in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
Paredes, so with a couple of good tries, good cuts at it, just needs to pull the ball around and snap the bat a little, either swing a little sooner or snap it around a little bit to straighten that out and try to get a fair hit out of it.
Jaden Gutierrez waits on deck, and the 0-2 pitch fastball swung on. That's a hard shot.
Nice,
Going to find its way through between Luscombe and Ontiveros. So the 0-2 single out to left as Ontiveros took a dive at it but came up empty, and Paredes is on with the single to left. 1 out, 1 on now, and turn it back over to the top of the Wildcat lineup with Gutierrez.
Gutierrez grounded out to the shortstop and singled and got stranded. So he's 1 for 2 and would like to move Paredes around and in if possible, as Lovington trailing 3-0, running out of at-bats to catch up and get ahead here.
Paredes with about a step over at first as Lagarda holds him on. The first pitch to Gutierrez from Gutierrez is high for ball 1. Gutierrez and Swift the battery. Lagarda, Tellez, Ontiveros, Luscombe around the infield first to third. Williams, Mayberry, Pfaffenberger outfield left to right. Tellez well towards the bag at second.
Yep, nice.
They want a hard one on the ground somewhere, and that fastball is on the inside corner, and things even up at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, nice big hole there between first and second base. Really nice to see a hard grounder hit in that slot.
Yeah, with Tellez
or even
over
a line
second. Yeah, and then
nice line drive shot
on.
out there. Yeah.
So a 1 ball, 1 strike count to the leadoff man for the Cats, and Gutierrez will take that one in the dirt, bounces off of the plate, gets away from Swift, and that's going to let Paredes go to second. I don't know, wild pitch
or a pass ball. I was about to ask you.
I think that one's got to be the wild pitch because it
had a lot of speed. I think that was really tough for Swift to try to get. I think he got a glove on it, but
and
just
since
barely.
It bounced on the plate, I think we got to call it a wild pitch. So it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count, no matter what you call it. Now Lovington with the runner in scoring position and just 1 down.
Nice big hole there in far right field as well.
And the 2-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a shot
line
that'll curl its way through, and it'll bounce into shallow right center. Paredes not even slowing down, comes in as Tellez will cut off the throw in, and it'll be an RBI single for Jaden Gutierrez to right, and the Wildcats are on the board. So now it'll be Ryan Weiser to the plate. Weiser walked and was stranded in the first, struck out looking in the third.
Boy, I love putting that 1, finally, erasing that goose egg and putting the 1 on there on the score bug that you see on the video now.
Finally got a little timely hitting.
Exactly, and just 1 out. So Lovington needs to keep this going here, and Weiser's the guy who can do it.
Good speed with Gutierrez at first. Lagarda holds him on about a step. And the first pitch curveball swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. On the run, Luscombe with it, goes to second, then over to first, not in time to get the speedy Weiser. Gutierrez will be out 5-4. 4 out number 2, and Weiser will reach on the fielder's choice. So still a runner on, and 2 down now is Micah Pondo to the plate. Pondo struck out in the first, then a big single right back up the middle in the third.
And right now, Pondo does lead the team in terms of batting average and on-base percentage. So if you have the potential tying run at the plate, he's the guy that you want there for sure.
And he does have the power to park one. If he can find one, he can put the juice in. Line and the pitch swung on, and Pondo chops that one into the Lovington dugout. Nice job over there backhanding that and getting it back out by Josiah Ghana. Ghana doing a little fielding for Portales in the Wildcat dugout. Strike 1 to Pondo at the plate. Weiser leads off first. Gutierrez takes the long look in. Swift set up and a pickoff attempt Weiser dives back in. No tag attempted by Lagarda.
Well, obviously Gutierrez knows Weiser's potential for stealing bases. Weiser leads the team with 12 stolen bases this season.
So a no ball, 1 strike count. Weiser up to about a step. The edge of the cutout. Gutierrez going to check on him, and Weiser goes, and the throw down. Good throwing in time, and Weiser is burned down.
Wow.
So going to be out as the tag goes on by Ontiveros. That is 2-6 caught stealing for out number 3. But Lovington does manage to put a run on the board as we head to the 6th. It's Portales 3, Lovington 1. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Lovington put 1 run across on 2 hits. There were no errors created, and there were nobody left on base in that one. So Lovington picks up a run. It's 3-1 right now. Portales leading, coming up to the plate, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
It'll be Luscombe, Williams, and Mayberry. That is 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Portales Rams as they start their half of the 6th. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, game 1 of the doubleheader from Portales at Portales High School. Rosendo Caballero, Charlie Fairbrush will be filling in for us tomorrow. Thanks, Rosendo and Charlie, for going up there so we can get the girls' game on, and you will have Hobbs softball tomorrow.
I will. Doubleheader at Carlsbad to decide the district championship, so it's definitely going to be exciting. I also feel like I put the announcer's curse on Ryan Weiser there, saying that he had 12 stolen bases, and then he took off and got thrown out and didn't get his 13th stolen base.
Well, I think maybe Pondo was supposed to swing at that one and didn't.
Tried to screen it out so that the catcher didn't have as easy a throw, but anyway, water under the bridge. We're in the top of the 6th now, and a first batter up is Luscombe.
And the first pitch to him is outside for ball 1. Ghana still on the hill. Pondo is his battery mate, and the 1-0 pitch swung on, and that'll be a hard shot on the ground. Ochoa gobbles it up at short, goes across to McKillop as McKillop goes behind the bag and scoops it up and off the ground. 6-3. For out number 1.
Well played, as Ochoa had to really grab that and then make a good throw on target. There was no time for mistake. And McKillop had to really watch that ball and kind of play that, kind of move behind the bag and pick that one up and hang on to it. So well played for out number 1.
Williams will step in 0 for 2, and the pitch curveball. That one's in there. Yes, sir. Strike 1.
Yeah, nice pitch. Not a lot of speed on it, but it hit the zone for sure.
Ghana and Pondo, the battery. McKillop, Gutierrez, Ochoa, Paredes in the infield, 1st to 3rd, and the pitch low for ball number 1. You got Sanchez, Weiser, and Lujan outfield left to right. 3-1 our score, top 6. Portales in the lead. 1-1 pitch, and that one will be away for ball number 2.
So 2-1 is the count now. 1 out, nobody on, as Lovington needs efficient outs here, not allow any more Portales runs and try to get a couple back when they get back in the dugout. They trail by 2. Nice tight game.
2-1 pitch curveball hammered out to left center field. On the run, Sanchez and Weiser. And Sanchez on the run snaps it out of the air. He had to go a long way for it, but in stride makes the grab on the fly out to left for out number 2.
Yeah, he's made 1, 2, 3, 4 big catches out in left field in this game. Has been very, very, very busy out there. Nice work.
Mayberry will step in now. He is 2 for 2, and he'll take the first pitch, swings at a curveball, and it'll be strike 1.
Nice pitch by Ghana. He really has been working the curve this afternoon. Not always hitting the zone with it, but certainly pitching well, varying his pitches and his speeds.
That cutter will be away and even things up at a ball and a strike.
And he has not thrown 2 curves in a row at all in this game, whether he's hit the zone or not.
So a 1 ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch, and that will be a cutter that is going to be fouled out to left field.
So now Lovington just 1 strike away from being able to get out of this inning, 3 up, 3 down.
There is a little work going on in the Wildcat bullpen. Of course, Ghana's pitch count probably getting up towards the zone where they've got to think about it, and that'll be outside for ball number 2 to Mayberry.
Yeah, really got to work and think about that with 2 games to be played tomorrow in Portales.
And of course, Ghana wouldn't be able to pitch, but
right.
He will be in the field or DHing tomorrow, at least 1 game, I would bet. And the line and the pitch curveball swung on. That'll be a bouncing ball as Ochoa gets it deep in the hole and fires across the diamond, but not in time to get the speedy Mayberry. And McKillop has to run, and Mayberry was working on the leg wear instead, and they send him over to second.
I guess maybe the ball got hung up.
I guess the ball got hung up, and they called it a...
it might have gone out there just beyond the dugout and got in the...
So Mayberry with the infield single and then takes second as the ball goes out of play.
So a well-hit ball, but nice of Ochoa to be able to even get to it and stop it. But
so it'll be an E6 that gets him advancing to second.
Right.
And that turns it over, and that's a line shot going to fall into left field as Ontiveros takes the first one as Mayberry rounding the plate, heading home, rounding third and heading home, and it's an RBI single to left for Aiden Ontiveros, getting the speedy Mayberry home. And so the error costs Lovington a run. And that will not go into the book of Ghana because with the error, that would not have scored. So the 3 previous runs are earned, now 4-1 with Gutierrez to the plate.
And sometimes, and this just comes with experience, sometimes when you get a ball like that, sometimes you just hang on to it instead of trying to throw. If you know your throw is
runner goes as that's a chopper, a little hit and run, backhanded by Paredes behind the bag. He will throw it across the diamond, not in time. As Ontiveros never even looked up. He rounded second and headed to third, and Gutierrez with the infield single. And now there are Rams at the corners, and they're trying to get a 2-out rally going.
Well played, though. Got to say, Paredes made a good stop and a good throw, and McKillop picked it up. They just didn't get it quite in time. It was just Gutierrez just had a little too much speed for them to be able to get that out.
So now Elijah Tellez to the plate. He is 1 for 3 at an RBI single back in the second. Now Rams at the corners. Runner goes, and the fake the throw down. So Gutierrez will get the stolen base. And we're trying to get Ontiveros sleeping off of the bag. Didn't work that way.
Nope.
And it was strike 1 at the plate to Tellez. We'll have a courtesy runner now come into the game. That is Morgan Nowak for Gutierrez. So Nowak on to run for Gutierrez, who is the pitcher. And it's an 0-1 count at the plate to Tellez. Ghana going to check on the runners. Comes the plate, curveball, check swing. Did he go? Nope, he held it up. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike.
2 outs, though, here. Lovington needs to just focus on trying to get that 3rd out without giving up any more runs.
1-1 pitch, curveball, inside. That one, I've heard them call it dump truck. It came in and just kind of spun and didn't actually move. That'll happen sometimes, depending on how it comes off your fingers. 2-1 pitch, curveball swung on, and that one will be backhanded deep in the hole by Ochoa. He is just going to have to eat that one. Nothing he could do about it as that will score Ontiveros. Nowak will move to third, and it's an RBI single on the infield for Tellez and makes it a 5-1 Portales lead. And still Rams at the corners, and here comes Coach Cruz.
And this has all happened with 2 outs.
It has. So the 5th run in the ball game will go into the book of Ghana. Let's see if Coach Cruz is going to leave him out there. Let him see if he can get out of this one. 2 outs in the 6th. Save your bullpen for tomorrow if you need it. I think Coach Cruz just going to call him in and trying to settle everything down a little bit with now Noah Swift to the plate. Swift is 0 for 2. He did walk back in the first. But the cleanup hitter and NMJC signee for the Rams has been very quiet. You do not want to let him pick it up right now. Couple of insurance runs on the board for Portales, leading this one 5-1. And now it'll be Swift to the plate with runners on the corners for Portales.
Fly out to center.
And the runner goes before even the movement, and they'll toss that one quickly back to Ghana, seeing if they could get Nowak sleeping. And Tellez with the stolen base. That one had pickoff all over it.
Trying to.
And if Ghana could have seen him, he could have got him in the rundown. Of course, the danger there is if the run scores before the rundown is completed.
Then it scores.
And the pitch is in there. And that'll be strike 2. So a no ball, 2 strike count. Oh, sorry, 1-1. I just saw the ump put it up. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runners at second and third. To Swift. He will hammer that one foul as that one goes almost to the tennis courts.
Well, Swift is capable of the long ball. He had a long fly out to left and a long fly out to center his last 2 times up.
So now a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
They were both.
The pitch, curve ball swung on. That's a hard one on the ground. Ochoa with it. Comes up with it, fires across the diamond, and in time! 6-3 for out number 1. McKillop had to make a good grab on it as the assistant coach over in the first base box is barking at the umpire as Coach Ontiveros is saying, hold on a minute. Coach Ontiveros leaving his runners on the base paths. He says he wants to talk about it. I'm going to tentatively put 6-3 in the book. That was a very close play.
It was. McKillop with a good stretch.
And Coach Ontiveros says, all right, forget it. We got a couple runs across. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's Portales 5, Lovington 1. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the top of the 6th inning, Portales put 2 runs across on 4 hits. There was 1 error committed, 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Lovington is trailing 5-1, coming up to bat. And with the call, here's DJ Miracle.
It'll be 3, 4, and 5. The heart of the Wildcat lineup, Pondo, Gonzalez, and Ochoa due up. Now Lovington with a 4-run deficit to have to climb out of with just 6 outs left to play with. As you still got Gutierrez on the hill for the Portales Rams will come out to start the 6th. Micah was actually at bat when Weiser was caught trying to steal. So Pondo will step back in. He is 1 for 2. Struck out in the first, had a single up the middle in the third.
Gonzalez on deck, Ochoa in the hole for Lovington, and they're running out of at-bats to try to catch up here. They put 1 across already. They need a few more in this at-bat if they can.
Base runners, base runners, base runners.
Yep, bringing them and timely hitting.
Swift set up well on the outside, and the first pitch to Pondo comes inside for ball number 1. We've seen a couple of cross-ups here between Swift and Gutierrez the last couple innings. His pitch count not up all that high up there.
No.
But, out there in the sun, getting a little bit tired. Possibility. And the 1-0 pitch fastball swung on, and that one is going to be hammered through out into left field, and it'll be Pondo with the leadoff single to left.
Nice hot grounder, found its way through.
So now Ethan Gonzalez to the plate. Pondo will have a courtesy runner check in for him as the catcher. Let's double check. I believe
I think that is going to be number 13 again. That's going to
be Mitchell, 18.
Mitchell, 18. That 8 looked like a 3 to me as he was running by. Caden did run for him earlier in the game as well.
So Mitchell on to run as Gonzalez will step in 0 for 2. Ethan grounding into a double play his last time up. Does not want that result here in the first pitch is a fastball away. And it is ball 1. So Mitchell running at first. for Pondo, had the leadoff single. Lagarda holds him on about a half-step lead, and the pitch, and that one will be in the dirt. Swift will block it out. It's ball 2. The 2-0 count, outfield deep. Infield at double play positions. Again, Tellez goes a little further towards the bag at second than most second basemen normally do in these situations. And the pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot, backhanded by Luscombe. He will go to second and then over to first in time. It's a 5-4-3 twin killing. Second double play turned by the Portales Ram infield. Credit where credit is due. Now it'll be up to Cameron Ochoa to see if he can reignite the Wildcat O here in the 6th.
And that's the second double play that Portales has turned. They turned the first one in the 3rd inning, and now this one here. And wow. And that was a good stretch by Lagonda, who caught the ball while he was on the ground, but his foot was on the bag and his glove had the ball.
And that's all you got to do. And the first pitch will be away to Ochoa, ball number 1. So a leadoff single wiped off the board by the 5-4-3 double play.
Sad to see that well-hit ball by Pondo, be wiped out. But Lovington can try to get a 2-out rally going here.
1-0 pitch, fastball. That one is going to be low and in for ball number 2. So with 2-0 count to Ochoa, the number 5 hitter for the Wildcats, trailing by 4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
It's 0 for 2 and due, as they say. Good time to start hitting right here, or at least get on base.
2-0 pitch, curveball hammered. That one is high in the air over on the left side as Williams will go over. He'll call Pfaffenberger off, and Pfaffenberger goes behind him as Williams puts the glove up over the cap and makes the grab for out number 2. So the fly out to left means it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Wildcats. We head to the 7th. It's Lovington trailing Portales 5-1. Wildcat baseball continues on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Lovington put no runs on with 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and Portales coming up to the plate. They're leading 5-1 with the call. Here's TJ Miracle.
It'll be Adele Lagarda, Carson Pfaffenberger, and Alex Luscombe, 5, 6, and 7, due up for the Rams with the 4-run lead, 5-1. They'd like to get another insurance run or 2 if they can. Of course, we talked about this in the pregame show. Portales really, I think, needs to sweep this series to get into the playoffs. And Lovington, with the chance to play spoiler, and they've still got an at-bat to do it, but they need to get outs quickly and efficiently here in this half of the 7th inning.
Lagarda popped out to the second baseman his last time up, singled and got stranded, and also he was hit by pitch and then got thrown out. So he is coming up to the plate with
and we have a new
1 hit.
Pitcher in the ball game. Patrick Sanchez will take over on the hill, and his first pitch to Lagarda will be away for ball 1.
So Ghana goes out, Sanchez comes in, everybody else in the field. Where does
and that'll be swung on and missed, and even the count at 1-1. I believe Ghana's going to be out and left. Yeah, they just traded places.
Okay, that was my next question. What did they just switch places? 7 and 1.
And the 1-1 swung on, and that'll be a little chopper as Patrick waits on it, and he will toss it over to McKillop. As he waited a while, I was going to think, Patrick, don't win the foot race. Just they can't outrun the baseball. It'll be 1-3 for out number 1.
He was just being very careful, wanting to just toss it and not have a too hard throw, that close in to McKillop at first.
So now it'll be Pfaffenberger to the plate, popped out to Gutierrez at second, his last time up, and he'll take the first pitch and pop that one out of play and head it towards the street, and that'll be strike number one.
Let's see, he popped out to the second baseman his last time up, grounded out to the pitcher his second time up, and then had an RBI walk and got stranded his first time up.
One pitch is away, evens the count at 1-1. So for Ghana, he goes 6 complete innings, and he gives up 10 hits. Finishes up with 2 walks, 4 Ks. Fastball missing outside from Sanchez to Pfaffenberger, ball 2. 4 of the 5 runs on the board were earned, and he would be on the hook for the loss. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Sanchez deals, and that one will be low for ball 3. So a 3-1 count to Pfaffenberger.
Luscombe on deck, Williams in the hole.
Pondo still behind the plate. Sanchez the quick worker, and the 3-1 pitch swung on, and that one is popped up over on the right side. A sky-high pop as Lujan having to fight the sun and makes the adjustment.
Nice.
Came in a little far on it and then went back, and good thing Fidencio's got long arms because he reaches up and takes it over his head. So a long fly out for out number 2.
That was one of the highest hit balls that I've seen so far this season in high school baseball. So high up there that the batter had time to get halfway to second base before it came down and was caught.
As Luscombe will step in, and the curveball from Sanchez is in there for strike 1. Of course, there's the legend of Babe Ruth that he at one point hit a pop fly so high that he had time to score on it.
Yeah.
1-0 pitch swung on, and that one is hammered foul for ball, or rather strike 2.
Yeah, and Luscombe way out in front of that one. Of course, he grounded out to the shortstop his last time up, hit a long fly ball out to left field where Sanchez robbed him of a hit out there, one of several catches.
0-2 pitch curveball, and that one will be just high for ball 1.
And an 0-2 count, pitcher's count.
So now 1-2. First for Sanchez. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The Wildcats have got some work to do. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the top of the 7th, Lovington dispatched Portales 3 up, 3 down with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is the final at-bat for Lovington, unless they can put 4 on to tie it or 5 to win it. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
It'll be Ghana, Sanchez, and Lujan, 6, 7, and 8 due up for your Wildcats. Ghana 0 for 2. Has grounded out a couple of times to the second baseman, but he's going to try and get things started, so maybe he can try and get himself off the hook for the L. He did not pitch poorly today.
No, not at all.
But just Portales sometimes, just a little bit better hitting when they needed it. So he'll start it off to try and start the line moving for the Wildcats.
5-1 your score here.
And still 3 outs to play with. And the first pitch is up and in, ball 1. And actually it'll be Rodriguez on to pinch hit.
For Ghana, who went from pitching to left field in that last at-bat for Portales.
And the pitch to Rodriguez will be outside for ball number 2. And Patrick Sanchez is on deck, so
That's number 17, Abraham Rodriguez.
Abraham stands in as Gutierrez. That one will be hammered, and off of the hop, Luscombe with it, fires across the diamond to Lagarda in time. Luscombe,
Really, it
I
looked
didn't
like,
think he was going to get
I
to
didn't
that
think
one,
so.
and then he played the hop really well. Credit where credit's due.
Off of the bat, it looked like it was going to be one of those choppers that just was not playable, but Luscombe proved that wrong.
Flashed some pretty good leather there to get it on the hop, and then made a strong throw to Lagarda. So one down for the Cats. Patrick Sanchez to the plate. 1 for 2 at the ringing double back in the second, then struck out in the fourth. Swift sets up on the outside. Gutierrez trying to go the whole way, and he'll throw that one high for ball one. So the 1 ball, no strike count.
If Sanchez can get on, Lujan's on deck, Paredes in the hole, and Lovington would like to keep going as much as they can. They got 4 runs to put on to tie it, 5 to win it.
1-0 pitch right down the pipe. Fastball evens things up at a ball and a strike.
Of course, the Lovington senior night will follow this game, no matter when it ends.
And the 1-1 pitch swung on, and that one is popped up to shallow center field. Is carrying pretty good out there, but Mayberry, he bobbles the ball and drops it. And so Lovington with Sanchez, he'll reach on the E8. And so Lovington with a pulse, and Fidencio Lujan coming to the plate.
And Lujan hit a long fly ball out to center field his last time up. It was caught, and he was robbed. He had a single and was put out on in his first at bat. So
yeah, the single that was put out as fielder's choice.
Right. So he's 1 for 2. Now Lovington with a runner on first, and it will be a courtesy runner who comes in, and it looks like that's number 8. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's
it'll be Ruiz.
Xavier Ruiz to run for Fidencio Lujan, or rather for Sanchez,
yep.
Patrick Sanchez, who
Now pitching.
Now pitching in relief of Ghana.
So it'll be Lujan to the plate. Gutierrez always from the stretch will check Ruiz. Comes to the plate, swung on.
Ooh.
That's a hard shot. Nifty little move for Ruiz to let that get through. And so it'll be a single for Lujan. Didn't wait. Saw the first pitch and took it out between first and second. If Tellez plays a little more conventional second base, that's probably out number 2 and maybe even another double play. But Tellez, even when there's nobody on, plays shading well towards second.
Right, nice big hole left out there. And just 1 out, runners on first and second now with Paredes at the plate. He had to stand up. He had a single and scored his last time up.
So 2 on, 1 out in the first pitch to Paredes. High in the air to shallow left field. Could be trouble on the run, and somehow making the grab is Ontiveros, almost on the line, about 10 yards out into left field.
A fly out to
out to the shortstop.
I don't know how he got that. Credit where credit's due. That was a nice catch by Ontiveros. Problem is it robbed Paredes of a hit and maybe moving runners around and keeping the at-bat going. Lovington still just has the 2 outs. They've got life left. They've got 2 on, and it's top of the order, due up.
So Gutierrez 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Would like to make it 3 for 4 with 2 on and 2 out. As Gutierrez checks on the runners, checks on Ruiz at second. Now he'll come to the plate. Gutierrez will take that one off of the bounce. Backhanded knocked down by Ontiveros, who's just going to choose to eat it up. And Gutierrez with the infield hard single will load him up.
All right, so actually the potential tying run is at the plate right now as Ryan Weiser steps up with 2 outs and bases loaded.
You've got Ruiz at third, Lujan at second, and Gutierrez stands at first. And they're asking, I don't know what the discussion is.
I don't think there was interference on that.
No, there was no interference.
No interference and no screening of that ball.
And they decided that was right. Yeah, Ruiz has done a nice job not causing interference.
Right.
I mean, that was a smoker. Ontiveros, frankly, did a nice job to knock down.
Yeah, just to get to a knockdown. I mean, it was, it's all you could really do. And I don't, I think the question was, did the runner create either not interfere, but some distraction for that somehow? And I think there was no, absolutely not. That was well hit and played as well as you could. There was no chance at a throw or an out on that ball.
So the potential tying run now steps to the plate in the form of Ryan Weiser, who is 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. As Gutierrez now in a big jam, and the pitch to Weiser's curveball swung on and missed. And that'll be strike one.
And just a little too anxious, I think, with the pressure in this situation. He knows very well what's at stake here, and just a little anxious to hit, and swung just a little. The timing was off on that swing, and just a little bit under that curve.
Oh, an 0-1 delivery on the way from Gutierrez to Weiser, and that one is in the dirt as Swift will block it out. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike.
If Weiser find his way on, Pondo's on deck and Gonzalez in the hole.
Bases full of Cats. Gutierrez at first, Lujan at second, Ruiz at third. A 1-1 count to Weiser at the plate. Gutierrez takes the long look in as Swift flashes the signs. And now the 1-1 pitch, fastball swung on and out of play over the right light standards on the right side. And so Lovington now down to their final strike of the 2024 home season.
Weiser is due. He walked and got stranded, struck out, and then reached on a fielder's choice and got put out. So, he's 0 for today, and I think he's anxious for a hit. Really can taste that with 2 outs, bases loaded, trailing by 4. Lovington needing 4 runs across to tie it. 5 to win it.
1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and that's a hard shot. Ontiveros will scoop it up and toss it to Tellez at second. Go the short way to get Gutierrez 6-4 for out number 3. So Lovington puts the tying run on, but can't put him across. Our final in this one, the Wildcats fall to Portales 5-1 the final. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this. Wildcat baseball continues in a moment.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
And welcome back to Wildcat Baseball. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Lovington scored no runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error committed, 3 left on base. And the final score in this one, 5-1, Portales wins. And with the wrap, here is TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. Your final line in this one for Portales. They get 5 runs on 10 hits, commit 1 error, and they leave 8 runners stranded out on the base paths. They will improve to 9-11 on the year, but more importantly for them, they will get their first district win to go to 1-6 in district. Gutierrez goes the complete way and gets the win for the Rams. For your Wildcats, they get 1 run on 9 hits. They also commit 1 error, and they leave 7 runners on the base paths. Josiah Gauna will take the loss. 4 of those runs against him were earned. Gutierrez, the 1 run against him, was also earned. So now Lovington going to recognize their seniors, and hats off to that bunch, even though maybe not the senior season they wanted. Still a lot to be proud of for that group as they will be moving on. And, of course, we wish them the best of luck moving on, Dawn.
Certainly. With the loss, though, Lovington drops to 4-18 on the season, 0-7 in district, but they've got a chance to take 1 or 2 tomorrow when they're on the road to play at Portales. And with the win at Portales, the Rams move to 9-11 on the season and 1-6 in district. So still pretty cleanly, I think, what do we end up with? 1 error apiece in that game? Really pretty clean. My book is really clean and well played. And Lovington, to be commended, they got some hits. They had runners. They left too many stranded, but they didn't play an error-filled game at all. They had a nice showing, for this, their final home game of the season. And they've got they're developing, and they definitely have a lot of promise. And yes, as you said, good luck to those graduating seniors as they move on and continue their education and their college careers in some ways, and moving on into the workforce and into life. As we say, congratulations to them. And of course, 2 more games for Lovington to play tomorrow night, and we will have that on. Let's see, where will those be?
I believe it will be on the Noel Mark Hobbs YouTube channel. We'll have a link for it here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel.
Right.
As Rosendo Caballero and Charlie the Thumb Fairbrush, nice enough to fill in for us tomorrow.
Do we know why he's called the Thumb, or
it's something to do with the camera zoom. I don't.
Okay.
When it comes to Jimmy and Rosendo and Charlie,
right.
the less I know, the better it probably is. But thanks, Rosendo and Charlie, for filling in for us tomorrow.
Right, for sure.
Here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel tomorrow afternoon about 4:45, it'll be the Lovington Lady Cats taking on the Goddard Lady Rockets. If they win one, they are the district champs. Of course, you'll be with the Hobbs Lady Eagles, also going for a softball district title tomorrow in Carlsbad.
Yes.
And then we'll have Hobbs baseball again tomorrow, too. And I believe Jal and Eunice this weekend. So a full weekend of sporting action for you all weekend. Just keep an eye on Hobbs America, and we'll have all the latest for you.
And you'll have game day posts tomorrow on our Facebook pages to tell you and give the links on where to click to watch and watch and listen and keep up with your favorite teams.
And thanks for being with us tonight. Wildcat Baseball has been brought to you by the Lovington Municipal Schools, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Stonewall Field Services, Lovington Auto Supply, First American Bank of Lovington, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, Western States Insurance, and Bob's Thriftway. For Tiff and Evie Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square for Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Wildcat Park. This has been an exclusive presentation of Noel Mark Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.